Boom. And we're here, all of us, here for the Homeschooled Podcast. I'm Augustino Zoida, the host of the Homeschooled Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Kevin Lyons.
What's up, everybody?
And rocking a hoodie right now. Welcome back, Franklin Yee.
Yeah, third time.
This is your third time on?
It's my third time.
Nice, bro. Good to have you. Good to have you back. And every time it just so happened to be one of the ones that Kevin wasn't here. Which is not even that often.
I've been avoiding you, Frank.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Hey, pull that microphone a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, because we turned it down.
There you go.
That's actually good.
We finally get to meet.
That's right.
Actually, we met before.
No, yeah, we've met before, but just not on the podcast.
Yeah. I met last time was the car. First time was the car, and second time was over here without Kevin.
And then
wait, you were podcasting?
We did a podcast. One of the ones where I haven't done one in a while, where we like drive to a gig and record on the way.
Gotcha.
And then were you at our live taping for the 100th episode?
I was.
Kevin was there.
Okay, yeah.
You were there in the audience, right?
Yeah, I was in the audience.
Dope.
Well, you guys packed out the fourth wall.
Hey man, if you can't pack out the fourth wall, you got to pack it up and fucking quit.
They were the fifth wall.
The fourth wall holds like 20 standing with standing room only. You know what I mean? That was the perfect place to do it. You know, and maybe we'll do another one for 300, Kevin.
Sure.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
You could do it at the Fourth Wall Cafe.
Oh yeah, I heard there's a new one. I don't know. We might have to get a new challenge. We need a 30-seater.
All right. How about a black box theater?
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Wait, that was the 100th?
That was the 100th.
What did we do for 200?
We didn't do anything except we didn't. It's not that we didn't do anything. We didn't do a live show. We did a website launch, T-shirt launch.
That's right.
And fucking like all that shit, dude.
That's right.
Which brings me to a really great point, you guys, is that this episode is brought to you by our very own homeschoolpod.com. Okay, you guys? So go to homeschoolpod.com, speaking of T-shirts, and click on merch. You can check out the Homeschool Podcast merchandise like T-shirts, hoodies, if you're feeling Eminem. We've also got phone cases, mugs, stickers. It's all on there, and it's a great way to support the Homeschool Podcast. Just check it out, homeschoolpod.com, and click on merch. And actually, that T-shirt that came out, the T-shirt design, which is the Ex-President series of the Homeschool Podcast, is only available for the 200 episode until 300. I'm taking that shit down, so make sure you guys go and get them so that you can have all of them, and this way we'll know you're an old school fucking Homeschool Podcast listener. All right, you guys, everything on homeschoolpod.com fucking hooks you up to listen to us easier or watch us on YouTube. You can find our YouTube links, social media links. If you want to get in touch with us, you can go to contact and literally send me an email. I get those, I reply to them, and you can also go click on sponsors, browse through all the sponsors that we have so you can support, including Amazon. Click the Amazon banner every time you shop. What else? Oh yeah, obviously click on tour. You can see where you can see me perform. What do I got coming up right now? I got coming up, I'm sure there's other things, but sticking out is the weekend of the 18th and the 19th. I'm at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, Friday and Saturday, back-to-back shows. It's going to be fucking off the hook, and I'm really excited about the new stuff I've been writing. If you guys are in LA that week, or if you're residents anyway, you better fucking be there, okay? It's the Belly Room, you guys. It's old school. Also, this episode is brought to you by the Too High McFly podcast, okay? Don't you fucking forget it, all right? Listen, you guys, if you guys like podcasts and you've been looking for the right one about movies and all your entertainment, all right, you guys, and all your fucking little kid hidden inside fucking, I don't know.
What are you talking, little kids? We don't talk about little kids.
Because everybody's got like a little...
Your inner child.
Your inner child. That's what I meant.
Your little kid. What the fuck is he talking about?
I meant inner child, not little kids inside.
Oh my god, the FBI is listening to our podcast.
So you got your inner child trying to fucking come out. You want fucking podcasts about movies, comic books, TV shows. Check out Too High McFly. All right, you guys, the Too High McFly podcast is on YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud, and they also have really hilarious sketches. Like I did one called Pumpkin Spice, which is going to be floating around again soon because the fall is back.
It is.
So anyway, you guys, keep those in mind. Homeschoolpod.com and TooHighMcFly.com, and that's the sponsors for this week. You ready, Kevin?
Yeah.
You fucking ready, Franklin?
I'm ready.
I'm Augustino Zoida, and this is the Homeschool Podcast. So aggressive.
Please take your seats. School is now in session.
Homeschooled podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
No, okay.
I don't want to do that at all. Little kids inside.
That's what the name of this episode should be. The
No, no.
That's going to be the one that iTunes flags and takes it down. For sure.
Kids inside.
But we're fucking like good, clean, wholesome fun over here, iTunes, okay? Don't take us down. We don't, like Kevin said before we recorded, we haven't even drank beer in here in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't.
We haven't even smoked weed in here in a long time.
No, we haven't.
Is that because we're broke?
Yep, that's exactly why.
Okay.
I was just saying that the other day. I get more angry when I'm broke when I can't buy weed than when I can't buy food.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
No, it's not weird. I mean, I've never been like, it's not like I've never been a weed guy. Like, I'm not a big pothead, but I'm not calling you a pothead. I'm just mean like it's never been my thing. But I'm like a big fan of alcohol, and sometimes if I had to choose between a meal and a drink, I would like a drink. I don't know if that makes me an alcoholic. I think it's just like, listen.
Makes you a drunk, but
Yeah. I mean, I won't drink it like so much to where like I'm gonna be like falling over. It's just like, you know what, man, I'd rather drink my fucking calories. Like, I'm on such a diet that I can't eat shit anymore. That I'm like,
I can't even eat anything good anyway.
What am I gonna eat? A fucking tofu chicken? So it's like I'd rather have a drink. And I've actually I did a little experiment. I don't know how long it's been. It might be like 2, maybe 3 months now. I haven't smoked weed, bro. Have you noticed?
Wow.
Well, yeah, because you told me that like a while ago that you weren't going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I did notice.
But I was doing it as an experiment.
Just picture you with the fucking lab coat, just not smoking weed. Every day you wake up, just check up.
Just check it off, yeah.
Still didn't do it today.
So I've, like I said, I was never really a big weed guy. I wasn't one of those kids that really smoked anything, really. I more got into like drinking, and I developed probably smoking weed when I became a comic, and you would just meet other comics that always had weed, and sometimes you smoke after shows and stuff. And obviously when I started opening for Joey, more and more, even though he never pushed it on me, some people he's just like, yeah, fucking smoke this, like it's gonna make you see the devil and shit, you know what I mean? But he never really pushed it on me. And then sometimes what other people would be like, yeah, come on, man, take a hit, he would just be like, fucking leave him alone. He would tell other people, like, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like, because he knows how I am and how I operate on stage, and he was just like, he ain't one of those fucking kids. Like, just leave him alone. You know what I mean?
Did you notice a difference?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. And that's what the experiment was for.
It's so funny because whenever you get stoned, like whenever I would smoke with you, I would never think that you were stoned. Like you never. I don't know why.
I'm not getting stoned. I'm not getting stoned. I don't get stoned. Like you can smoke me out, and I might smoke too much to where I'll throw up. Like I can get to the point of throwing up from smoking too much. But
you don't feel stoned?
I don't get stoned.
That's so weird.
I either feel nothing. I can get sleepy if I take one that's supposed to make you sleepy, right? And which is great if I don't have to wake up early, and because I have a really hard time sleeping.
You never got the giggles, bro. That shit's so funny.
I get the giggles sober.
I know, but I'm
like
just saying,
I'm a fucking.
There's a stone giggle. That
I got
just
joy
happens.
in my heart, bro.
That's fine.
And I do
too.
I get relaxed, I think, but I can't. Not enough to where I tell a major difference. But here's where the experiment was: is that, and a few months ago, if you go back and listen to podcasts, Kevin and I are often talking about my writer's block, my fucking having a bad memory. Mm-hmm. Like all of a sudden, like I've been talking about, like I've never had to be so adamant about writing down ideas for bits until I was like, is it that I'm older? That's what I kept thinking. Like, fuck, I'm getting older. I guess I'm going to have to start writing this shit down because I'm going to forget. I mean, sometimes I would jot down a quick bullet point in my phone so I don't forget it to try it out. But I would forget where I was even going with it. Like, I don't even, it was just getting really bad. And then I went what's changed other than the fact that I'm getting older? And I just went well, I'm smoking weed all the time, and I never was doing that before. Like, I smoked weed the most when I started this podcast because, you want to offer weed to your guests sometimes, and then Kevin likes weed, so we would all just kind of pass it around, and we had a nice conversation, right? So it just became to the point where I was like, let me try this out. So, dude, for I think it's been almost 3 months I haven't smoked weed, and I could tell you that 2 months ago I already noticed the difference.
Okay.
Like my old fucking self was back again, dude.
So your memory and all that?
Sharp on stage. Like even if it's something that's like not what I wrote or planned for, like a quick response, you know what I mean? Just being sharp, thinking of witty stuff on the spot, remembering premises that I wanted to try out, remembering bits. You know, I would make a point not to smoke before I went on stage because I would forget my bits I already know by heart. But now, not smoking at all has helped me like remember the stuff I wanted to try and help me be more creative. Listen, I'm sure that I'm not trying to be a spokesperson for like, don't fucking smoke weed, weed's bad. And I'm sure that there's somebody out there right now going, bro, you're smoking the wrong one. You know what I mean? like there's always those people.
Well, everybody's
like,
different. Everybody
you know,
reacts to that stuff differently.
Totally, dude. Everybody's different. But you know, there's people out there just all like, well, you're fucking smoking
The wrong strand.
Snoop Dogg's butthole, not Martha Stewart's twat. You know what I mean? Like there's always some stupid name and you're supposed to know which one to smoke. And I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. I don't know jack shit about weed. I don't know which one's which. I'm sure that if I asked Kevin, he could tell me. Like this one will make you sleepy. This one will make you creative.
I have, but you were stoned and forgot.
I just forgot because I was smoking weed. But I'm sure there's one that is better for you that's not, you know, against your memory. But you know what, man? Like I'm happy with the way things are. I don't miss it. Like I'm not one of those dudes that had to have it, you know. But to each his own. Like you
what
said,
about your
everybody's
sleep
different.
patterns? Because now that you haven't been doing it, because I remember before you were getting insomnia.
Oh, not the insomnia's back.
My insomnia is fine. Like I don't really I haven't had insomnia for a long time.
I haven't slept in 3
No,
weeks.
I still do sleep really bad. Like I still wake up all the time in the middle of the night. But
For real?
Yeah, there was a time where I had bad insomnia and I could not even fall asleep like at all for like days. And I actually haven't had that problem with that in a very long time.
Are you one of those guys like if you just hear like a noise, you wake up and you just can't go back to sleep right
I've never been one of those dudes. My family used to make fun of me when I was a little kid that my dad used to say that a bomb could go off and I wouldn't wake up. Like I was a deep sleeper. So it's not that a noise is waking me up. It's just I just wake up. I don't know what it is. Like I just keep waking up. It's probably like stuff on my mind, like a lot of stress, you know? Like I always have like a million things that I got to do. So maybe it's keeping me up. I don't know. Maybe I need a fucking new bed. I have no idea.
That's why I smoke weed. Because I got a million things I just want to forget about all of them.
Right?
That's why I stopped smoking weed because it made me too lazy.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't do shit. I'll be like,
That's
probably
'cause
came here. I'll be
you
like,
gotta-
I'll see you later.
You got to smoke the fucking
Sativa, bro.
Ryan Reynolds is twat. That's what all these weeds have funny names. But yeah, obviously I'm a person that doesn't know jack shit about weed. I didn't even know that CBD doesn't get you high. I didn't even know that until like a month ago.
I just found that out recently too.
You know what I mean?
I found that out when it was sold to me, and I went home and I tried to get stoned.
And you're like, this sucks.
And I'm like, smoked the whole. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I couldn't even get stoned. I was so mad, but my arms felt like Jello.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great fucking plant. It's a fucking miracle plant. Like I know people that actually use it towards cancer. I know people that use it on their skin for their fucking bones. I know people that have like arthritis and nothing else to help them. All the fucking pharmaceutical companies that jam shit down your throat, that actually helps them. So I'm not talking shit about it at all.
Because when I smoked all that CBD when I thought it was psychoactive and it wasn't, that was the most relaxed I've ever been angry. I was just like, oh man, I'm so mad I'm not stoned. The fuck, man.
But
it was just
but
like
hey.
I was relaxed, but I'm like, fuck, I'm not stoned.
Hey, at least my fucking elbow don't hurt.
My elbow.
My elbow feels weird. But I hear what you mean though. Like you spent your money and you wanted to feel stoned, bro.
Yeah, no, because they didn't tell me that. They're like, hey man, you should try the CBD. It relaxes you. I'm like, great. What's the high like? You know, it's relaxing. I'm like, awesome. And I went and got it, and I was mad, but whatever.
What's the high like, bro? You can like bend over and not feel pain in your back.
Pretty much. But it's so funny you're saying that because my elbow actually has been hurting me all day.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
why. It's just been hurting.
You don't play tennis,
No, it just fucking hurts.
huh? I play
like
tennis.
this
I
all
get
the time?
elbow pain,
No, it's not like I don't even know. Like it's just like it just hurts.
huh?
I'm
Is that your jerk off hand?
yes, it
There
depends.
you go.
What's today? Today's Tuesday. Yes.
So you used to smoke a lot of weed when you got lazy.
It made me very lazy to the point where I just wouldn't do shit. I'll be one of those dudes like, you know, like, hey, how you doing?
Did that affect you from writing or getting on stage?
Everything, man. I was just lazy. I didn't care. I was like, and I was just having fun. So
Yeah.
I just had to stop doing that. So I stopped. Smoke occasionally, but like,
I'm sure there's something you can have fun with that's not going to make you lazy and just stay motivated, you know. But I can't be more excited about the fact that I have my old brain back, and I fucking am like writing like crazy and just coming up with funny tags for fucking old jokes even, and it's just going great. I'm really happy with the new stuff that I'm working on.
see,
So
it made you lazy.
yeah,
You couldn't think. You know, you're just like,
Maybe.
well, who needs to do those jokes?
yeah, maybe, man. I know I definitely had a problem coming up with new bits for like a long time, and I'm glad that. And who knows? Maybe it wasn't the weed. Maybe it was just everybody gets your writer's block. It comes and goes. I'm sure I haven't seen the last of it, but you know. And then also at the same time, not at the same time, I gave up sugar for 30 days. I decided to do a fucking 30-day challenge. So
How did that work out?
well, it's still going. Actually, tomorrow is the last day. So Thursday I can have sugar again. But why is that so fucking funny? Why are you gonna make fun of everything I do?
So what do you?
It's like I just picture like a box of sugar in the corner of the kitchen. You're just like, one more day.
One more, I just eat sugar.
I just remember growing up and sugar wasn't a big deal. I just remember like sprinkling it all over the sugar, all over the cereal.
Oh, yeah.
And
Dude.
like until the milk was fucking goop.
Yes.
And that was like that. Like
the
nobody
best.
cared. Let's give
Yeah.
them more sugar. They
I did
didn't
that
care.
too.
And now it's like all this.
I used to put it on a grapefruit.
yeah.
You have
yes.
to put it on the grapefruit. The grapefruit sucks at the
Yeah.
sugar.
See, now as an adult, I'm just like grapefruit and fruits are so delicious without anything. Like just eat. It's a fucking like I don't know what is it getting older? Or is I part of it is that like
yeah, probably.
I married someone who's very healthy and conscientious about what she consumes.
That's what it is.
And I've experienced things that I haven't experienced before. Like when I was a kid, I'd be like, fuck vegetables and fruit when I can eat all this other junk. And now I'm just like, I really appreciate. I'm just like, how amazing is it that fucking fruit exists? Like it's just fucking gross, bro. It's so great. You taste it, you're like, dude, it's like fucking candy. People work in fucking factories to try to get that much fucking goodness. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Like I really appreciate it. You know.
Are you eating fruit right now?
So I'm eating fruit. I just can't do. Well, I won't.
Grapes.
Huh?
Aren't grapes really high in sugar?
I mean, I don't know.
I think
they're
they're
high
really
in
high.
antioxidants. I'm just not doing added sugars, and I won't do fruits blended, because when you blend up fruits, it just becomes sugar, and you're just fucking drinking sugar. But if you're eating fruit, it's different. Don't fucking look at me like that, bro.
No, it wasn't. I was just thinking.
I know what I'm talking about. So, when you eat fruit, okay, your body's natural like saliva and shit while you eat that your mouth produces, like it absorbs up all that sugar. You know what I mean? And you're chewing, and by the time it gets down, it's not so much sugar. When you're drinking fucking fruit, that's why people go like, I'm gonna juice, I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight. It's like, you know, you're just gonna blend up a bunch of sugar, and you're gonna drink it, and it's gonna go right past all your fucking saliva that's supposed to
Wow.
capture
Now
it.
my ears are perked up. When can I start doing that?
You want to what juicing?
I'm joking.
I
Saying, like,
mean-
because I love sugar. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, it's fucking delicious, but it's in everything. And Kevin's right, because everybody always says, like, when we were kids, it wasn't a big deal. Like, people weren't monitoring
The reason why
sugar
they would
that
say
much.
not to eat sugar is because it would make you too hyper, not that it would make you obese and diabetic.
Yeah, everything that turns to sugar in your body is like fucking it's extremely bad for you, and it makes you it is fat. It just turns to fucking fat. And when we were all kids, remember the big, and even still now, the big things like calories, you know. And I'm sure that, listen, calories has a lot to do with it. If you're trying to lose weight, I'm sure that there's a calories diet that you can count. Everything was calories, and how many calories is that? And it's just like, I know people that will go, well, let me eat this because it has less calories. But I'm like, that also has fucking 40 grams of sugar, you know? I know people, like, I'm not going to say any names, but someone today that I know the other day was at, like, Trader Joe's, and they're like, I'm on a diet, so I bought these healthy, like, bars from Trader Joe's, and it's like a lemon, it says on it, like, healthy snack, like, lemon-flavored granola bar, and the back of it has fucking 17 grams of sugar. I'm like, you could have a Snickers instead, and it would be less sugar. You know, like people just, you gotta be so conscientious about fucking
See,
sugar.
I've never done that counting calorie shit. I never got. I mean, I understand that people do it, but I mean, like I just never did it. I look at a turkey sandwich. Okay, how many calories is that? I don't know, but it looks delicious. Like,
yeah.
It's not gonna kill me as much as a juicy cheeseburger. That's how I look at it. Look at a juicy cheeseburger
Yeah.
and then a nice turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is healthier? Just go with the healthier one. I'm not reading.
At that point, the only thing is like the bread.
Yeah.
Like the carbs. Like, you know.
Carbs are the best, though, man.
Carbs are the best. Carbs are the absolute fucking best, dude. And let me tell you why I gave up sugar for a couple reasons. Number one, one of my like childhood best friends was diagnosed with diabetes.
Ugh.
Like I found out like a month ago, and he's like a year younger than me. So it's like fucked up. And I was like, he's not obese. He's like really thin. And I'm like, how the fuck do you get diabetes? And he had like a really bad flu and got pneumonia, and it attacked his pancreas. And I guess that's how you get diabetes or something. And I was just like, bro, that could happen to me. Like that can happen to anybody. Like, what would I do if one day I couldn't just fucking like you? It's not like a choice. You can't have sugar. And he had like the worst kind. I forget what it is. It's like stage, whatever.
Oh, man.
Like where he has to like shoot up for like the rest of his life. And I just felt bad because I know he's like really into the football season, and it was right when it was starting. And I get excited for football because of the food and the drinks. Like that's why football is cool, man. Having some beers and watching the game. And I just felt really bad because he's not gonna be able to do that, you know. So I just decided like let me do 30 days without any sugar.
So you did it for him?
I did it for him.
For your boy Blue?
Yeah, I did it for him, and I didn't even tell him about it. So I mean, I don't know if he knows, but I just wanted to do it for like a challenge, you know what I mean, and for myself. And so I did it, and along the way, you learn so many things that has sugar in it so it's good. So
what's the most shocking thing that had sugar that you didn't think would have sugar?
I'm trying to remember. I think like it was like a fucking like salad that I wanted to get.
Salad?
Because I was like out and I had like a quick second to run into a store only to get something to eat. And I was like, this is good. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to get something to eat for lunch. And I went in there. They had like nothing. Everything has sugar in it. I'm like, well, let me just get this. Like, this is like a tuna salad in like one of those little containers already made with like celery and stuff. I looked in the back and there's like 6 grams of sugar. I'm like, fucking why?
Where is it coming from?
The mayonnaise, maybe?
Did it have like grapes in it or something like that? Or raisins?
No. But like even if it's the mayonnaise, that's a lot of grams of sugar.
Is it the same? I mean, aren't there different types of sugar? Isn't there naturally occurring sugar? And
there's
then
natural,
like,
and then there's added.
Okay.
So it specifically said added.
Oh.
So is that like that shit surprised. But I mean, when the 30 days is over, I'm really more conscientious now about things that I consume, and
that's good. You know, you learn it.
yeah, and then it also teaches you to learn ways to still enjoy yourself and not have all that. You don't need all that sugar shit. You know what I mean?
But doesn't alcohol have sugar?
Yeah. Well, I haven't drank beer since.
Oh,
Distilled alcohol does not have sugar.
Interesting.
So I can have tequila, whiskey, and vodka.
Like Tito's too? Any kind of vodka?
As long as it's distilled, there's no sugar in it.
All right, so when you go to the bar, you're like, can I get some distilled vodka? No.
Uh-huh. And
What
whenever
if,
I'm
like,
dieting...
what if the only thing that didn't have sugar was weed? Would you come back to it?
I mean, sugar doesn't have weed.
I know.
Does it?
What's that?
I mean, weed doesn't have sugar.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. It does not.
Well, you smoke it anyway. It's not like you eat it.
Yeah, dude. I just... I mean, my go-to drink when I'm not having beer, when I'm dieting, is tequila and water.
Nice.
That's my fucking go-to.
soda-
You say tequila and I already want to throw up. Like because I'm not like how you were with like weed. Like that's how I am with drinking. Like I'm not a big drinker. I don't crave it. I don't need it. If I go too long in between a drink, then I'll start to get a headache and I'm ready to pass out and go home and I'm miserable.
I mean, that's what I realized. Like some people like smoking, some people like drinking.
Yeah.
And
And some
you
people
quit the other
that
one.
really, really like smoking, I've noticed that they're not big drinkers.
Yeah.
Like, you can be both. But, like, I've noticed
I like to have a drink on celebratory occasions, and like, that's cool, but it's just like...
Or socially, right?
Well, even today, when I got home from work, before I came down here, my roommate was just like, oh, let's go to the 1-Up. We'll have a beer. And I'm just like, it's Tuesday. I don't really, like, even need a beer, but, like... I was saying, oh yeah, I could walk down there and then just walk to here because it's not that far from here. But I'm like, I just don't want to drink.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's not your thing.
It's more like a social thing. Like, I want to...
Yeah.
It's fun to be at a bar with your buddy. And,
That's fine. I'll have a drink then, but it's just not like...
It depends on the type of day I've had, too. Like, sometimes I'm like, I just need to sit down. Last night I fucking worked, like, a 10-hour shift, and I just came home, and I was like, I'm going to have a fucking drink. I sat down, and I poured myself a little fucking whiskey. and I just sat there. I put on Batman Returns with Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer, and I just sat there and I just watched that.
And you just like, leave me alone. I'm in my happy place. Just
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I did some work on my laptop while I was watching the movie, but
that's cool. You guys were talking about like healthier food and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I was when you were talking about that, I was just thinking about like I went to McDonald's recently, and then like someone ordered a combo, and instead of getting the fries, they got a side salad.
yeah, you could do that at McDonald's now.
You know what else they have? I know Burger King does it, and I actually tried it because I haven't had fast food in so long. They did they're doing the Impossible Burgers now.
They do.
Ah.
They
And
do.
I actually tried it.
How was it?
It just tastes like a burger. Actually tastes a little bit better, in my personal opinion, than what I remember Burger King tasting like.
Probably because you're eating horse meat and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So let me tell you, don't even get me started on this, Kevin, because first of all, it's the biggest joke ever because Burger King has never had meat
No,
in their burgers.
No.
So that's an oxymoron.
but plant meat is more acceptable.
But let me tell you what some of these fucking fast food companies are doing, okay? You guys got to pay attention to this shit because right now everybody's going, we have the impossible meat
Yeah.
offered here now.
Yeah.
Because the word the impossible meat is the big
Trending.
seller here. Because people know the impossible meat is not made from tofu, it's made from plants. So that's why actually the impossible stock is like freaking up, dude. I should have bought it like a year ago. So people know that word means from plants, fake meat from plants. So what they're doing is like Burger King will go, we have impossible burgers now. And then on the bottom it says limited to certain stores for a limited time. So you're going to walk into Burger King and you're going to go, let me get the veggie burger or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, the meatless burger. They're going to have some trick word or something like that. And it's not really the brand Impossible. It's probably going to be a bunch of tofu shit.
But I said impossible, and they said okay. And
Yeah,
so I got it.
just watch out for the
And
future.
it tasted like the plant-based ones that we had cooked at home. It tasted just like that.
Yeah.
I remember they do have a very specific taste.
Plant-based is the
It
way you
tastes
wanna
like
go.
It tastes like meat, but it tastes almost. It's so weird to explain unless you've had it. Have you tried it?
I tried it. I tried.
The stand has a really good
Because
one.
I get the Beyond Burgers from the store, and
Is that plant-based too?
Yeah, those
Okay,
are the
cool.
are the plant-based burgers.
They smell a little. They have a little funk smell, right?
I don't think they have. It's so weird because I started eating them after my roommate started cooking them, and I would like start to like I'd be sitting down, I could smell them cooking. I'm like that smells good. It almost smelled kind of sweet and cinnamony. I almost want to say when he was cooking it, I'm like, what are you cooking? He's like, it's these new burgers that are made from plants. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's impossible. That you can't do that. That's not meat.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, I know,
commercial.
right?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
But that's Beyond.
Yeah, but they taste good, man. I think they actually
I've
taste
had a couple
good.
and I think that they're fine.
Yeah.
What if like the Impossible Burgers, like those vape pens? You know, like everyone's vaping and like
Yeah.
we're just dying for Impossible Burgers and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, the people who are dying from that vaping shit were getting those
The bootleg
the
one.
bootleg caps. That's what it was. You're getting fucking people putting probably what's that crazy illegal drug that kept on coming over the border?
Like
That was
bath
getting-
salts?
that was getting cut into drugs. What was
I
it
don't
called?
know, dude.
I forget what it was called.
Tripod.
It was called
No,
it was called Burger
tripod.
King
It's
meat.
no, it's some type of
Meat.
ingredient that they cut with like drugs and it like kills people.
I don't know,
I forget
dude.
what it's called. Fentanyl? Is that what it is? I think so.
Yeah, I
You never
mean,
know, man.
even if you
never
said
know
it,
what
I wouldn't tell you.
Because they fucking put illegal shit in everything.
Of course they
Everything,
do,
right?
bro. By the way, people go to McDonald's and they get a side salad and they think they're being healthier, but it's like, you know, the dressing that they're gonna put fucking dressing on that shit. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So
But not only that, you're eating a salad at McDonald's. Fucking go
Yeah.
get it. Even that salad probably is really bad for you. If
I walk-
it's
if I walk into a McDonald's, I'm gonna get a Big Mac, a side of chicken tenders, and I haven't had meat in 6 months. 6 months today. A Big Mac, a side of chicken tenders. I'm gonna go in March and I'm gonna get myself a fucking Shamrock Shake. Like,
Ooh,
if
that
I'm gonna go to
Shamrock Shake's
McDonald's,
good.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's.
You know what we
If you're
need
gonna get
to-
a salad, go to fucking Ralph's
You know what we need to
or
do?
make a salad.
We need to start getting ahead of their Impossible Burger and start making vegetables out of animals.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah. Want a broccoli horse?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like Impossible McRib or something.
Yeah.
No,
It's
man.
shaped like a broccoli, but
Just
it's
start
actually
making
beef.
Making vegetables out of cows.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I eat that shit. I would.
I would too.
That's a Jim Gaffigan bit when he goes like, for people that don't like meat, he goes, you eat a lot of stuff shaped like meat. he was like I ain't missing you at all. That's what he says. It's so funny. Frank, we talked a lot about fucking being healthy, which like is not why I had you on, but I did want to talk about that. I stopped weed and it has helped my creativity a lot, and I didn't know that you did too.
Yeah. Well, once in a blue moon, I'll smoke weed and stuff like that. But then when I smoke the weed, it's just like my day's over. I'm just high.
See, I'm not, like, my shit begins when it happens like that. Like, I become active if I smoke. I'll go get shit done. I'll run around.
And you're enjoying yourself while you're doing it.
Yes.
That's how I feel about like coffee and fucking drinking. Like as long as I'm not drunk, if I get a nice little buzz, I can go get shit done.
It's my coffee. I'll ignore all my insecurities and my stress, and I'll go talk to somebody I need to talk to real quick. You know, it's like...
That's your coffee.
Frank, how long have you been doing comedy now?
6, almost 7 years now.
Is that all? I feel like I've known you like forever.
Yeah.
I don't remember a time where I didn't know you.
I think I met you like my second year in comedy, because you know you're working at Ha and
I was.
That's the first thing like every beginner comic does. They go in LA. They go on the internet and then they put in open mics.
Yeah.
Ha.
Uh-huh.
And then it happens.
And yeah, it's a place you're guaranteed to get up. It was like, yeah, it's pay to play, but it's like, hey, at least I don't gotta go fucking. Maybe I'll get up, maybe I won't. Games at open mic.
No, I get it. You have to get up. That's the thing. The reps. I get all that stuff.
So how do you feel? Because sometimes when I see you, I think that you think that you're like not happy with yourself. I always get that impression from you that you always seem just like, that was okay. Like I don't know. You always kind of have like that attitude about it. It's like, how do you feel with where you are in the past 6 or 7 years?
I'm still not where I want, but isn't that like any comic?
I was about to say,
Yeah.
maybe you should start smoking weed again.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm still not where I want either.
Yeah, but then I think about where I'm not at, but then I think about like I get to do comedy, and this is fun, Like me and you, we had that show the other day. It was fun, right?
That was fun.
We had a good time and stuff.
And you had a
like
great set.
You had a great set. You killed. I was right behind this guy because I was DJing and stuff like that, so I saw the whole shit.
Oh yeah.
I felt like I was watching Eminem, like an 8 Mile in the background shot.
But see, that's what I mean. I'm saying like you had a good set, and you're like, nah, bro, you fucking had a good set. Like you're. I always feel like you're just unhappy with the way that it's going.
Well, I'm shit. I mean, what's that? What they say? Like you're your own worst
Critic.
Critic. Yeah.
And that's a really great way to be. And like I don't think that I'm not where I want to be, but then all of a sudden I'll hit a peak where I'm just like, oh man, this is like on next level shit, and I get so like hung up on that like of my new level I just hit that I just like I feel good again.
And then you go for the next challenge, the next thing to pick you up.
And then all of a sudden I'll hear about some other comic that's been doing it 12 years, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm at almost 11, and that dude's like doing way better. He's got like double my Instagram followers.
Do you feel like it's the networking, like 'cause
100%. A lot of it's networking.
Networking. 'Cause
I mean, I could pick on myself all day about in my career not being where I want to be, but as a performer is what I'm talking about right now. Like yes, networking, I could be a lot better at it. I'm sure there's more things I can learn, or I can do it better. Probably if I hired someone, it would be great, But
because that's where it's at, right? I feel with the comedy and the networking and stuff like that.
But I want to, as a performer, is where I want to be where I'm at.
Yeah, see, you want to be a comic. You don't give a damn about any of that shit.
Exactly, dude. Let's say I am great at social media, and all of a sudden my videos go viral, and then all of a sudden I fucking have a demand to go start touring. If I'm not the comic I should be for 12 years, then how fucking long is that gonna last? Well, he's great on social media. Well, what happens when you sell out a little show, sell out a little theater?
It was like those.
You gotta bring it.
It was like the Vine comics, right? You remember they're like having those shows.
I remember the Vine Remember Vine?
Mm-hmm.
When Vine came out, bro, that was the shit. That was the latest.
Why did it stop? Why did Vine stop?
It died down. Is it because Instagram came out?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember why it died down, but I remember that they're like, yeah, Vine is closing. I don't know if like Twitter bought them out. Who knows the fucking story? But there were certain comics that weren't really comics that were calling themselves comics, and they would just make really funny videos in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And they became viral. They became really well known, so they did a bunch, and everyone knew like that was them.
Yeah, and they could draw, right?
Uh-huh. And then they can draw. But draw them to do what? This is the same for a lot of YouTube stars right now. Where was I? I was in San Jose at the Improv, and one of the managers was telling me about a YouTube like duo, like a guy and a girl. I forget. I think they're like brother and sister or boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever the fuck. But they became famous on YouTube for telling stories. Like, I don't know if they wrote them or if people submitted them or whatever. And so what they would do is they would go like, hey, so we have this huge draw. Let's make money. So where are they going to tour? They can't do these big theaters yet. And then they would go, so let's just do comedy clubs. So they would do one-nighters at comedy clubs. So they did it at San Jose, and the manager told me that like it was the most awkward shit ever. Like, they sold it out, but they have never had to throw so many people out of the audience ever for any comedy show until except for that one, because it was in their contract that if anybody interrupts the show or talks while they're reading their stories, the club must throw them out.
Wow.
Without request. So that's what it was. And then apparently there was one person in the audience that while they were telling their story was like just listening and went, mm-hmm. Like that. He just nodded his head and went, uh-huh. Like to the story. No one said anything, didn't throw him out, anything like that. Apparently the performers, the stars, wrote the club the next day a massive complaint through their agency. We'll never work there again. You guys are supposed to throw that person out for talking.
Wow.
Like, these people are like young kids who blew up on YouTube, and they're just fucking like spoiled prima donnas, and they don't know how to perform. That's just one story I heard. But yeah, like the Vine people is a great example. It's just like, well, these guys have a huge following. How can we make money off of them? And they'll go, well, you guys better fucking learn stand-up because we can sell tickets for that. And then they would show up on stage and just just eat a dick. It's like paying $50 to go watch an open micer who has 5 try to do 45.
They are open micers though, right?
That's what they are.
Yeah.
There actually have been some comics.
Technically, they're bringers because they're bringing.
They're bringers. Hey, every fucking famous comic is a bringer.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking famous comic is a bringer. There's another comic that was famous from Vine, King Botch. You remember him? He had a bunch of really funny ones. He actually was a comic before, I think.
Yeah.
And then pursued it more, and he actually like still does it even though Vine's gone, and I think he moved over all his content to Instagram, but he actually is like, I'd call him a real comic. Like, I see him out working. Mm-hmm. You know, I see him like putting in the work. That's like one example.
And speaking of comics,
yeah.
Since I'm looking at all these little signs right here, the Joker's coming out this week, right?
I'm seeing it Thursday.
And was he always a comedian?
No, this is a different type of origin story.
Isn't there a comic book where he was a comedian?
Yes. Because there's so many different comics that have different continuity and different stories and different things. This is just Todd Phillips' version of it. Okay. I mean, because he's the Joker this is the Joker in the 80s, and Batman is still a kid. Bruce Wayne's a child in this movie.
I see. So
it's really like breaking down the psyche of that character.
I had a theory about it that he's not actually. When I was watching it, I'm like, I don't think he's actually gonna be the Joker. I feel like he's inspiring the actual Joker, and I think that's what's going to happen. And I also predict that he's going to drive everybody in the city kind of crazy with like this whole political thing, that people are going to start wearing clown masks, and that's how Bruce Wayne's parents get
theories
killed.
And movie insights. 2 High McFly podcast.
That's
okay,
Todd Phillips wrote it.
He directed it.
The Hangover guy.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I think he's a great director. I think
he's a fantastic director. He was actually talking about that the other day about why he stopped doing comedies because of the environment today where everybody's so super sensitive that people aren't they'll shut you down in a second on Twitter for bad comedy or you know. And he goes, so I'm just gonna go fuck up the superhero world a little bit.
So Frank, here's some homework for you too.
Okay.
This is what this movie reminds me of. There's an old movie called I believe it's called King of Comedy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, have you heard of it?
Nah.
With De Niro.
With De Niro.
So who's also in this?
Exactly. So the movie King of Comedy is about a guy who wants to be a comic, and he's not like that. He's not that good, and he really gets rejected particularly by this one producer of a show that he wants to be on, like this late night stand-up comedy show he wants to be on, and the guy goes nuts and fucking like becomes psychotic and like tries to kill the producer and stuff like that. So that's called King of Comedy, and the actual comic is played by Robert De Niro, and the producer is Jerry Lewis.
Wow.
And it's a drama. It's a dark drama, bro. This is essentially what this movie is.
Yeah, I saw the
and De
previews.
Niro's in it.
Yeah.
Isn't Mark Maron in it?
Yeah, he
Mark
is.
Maron's in the new Joker,
Yeah.
right?
Mark Maron. Wow.
Yeah.
Also mixed with Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
The guy just goes crazy,
Right.
man.
And a little Silence of the Lambs, I feel. Yeah.
But it was something that I thought was really cool about that, because Joaquin Phoenix was talking about it, like his character, the laugh that he would do, because he would go out. I guess he would go out into public places and do it, or was that somebody else? But either way, his character has a condition where they randomly burst into laughter and they can't control it. And they don't even think anything's funny. That's like when that trailer, when you just see him walking down the hallway, button up shirt, and he just stopped. So he wasn't thinking anything was funny. It's almost like narcolepsy. Was it when you keep falling asleep? It's like that.
We're laughing.
Yeah, he would, but with laughing. That's an actual condition.
Wow, that's
when people
creepy.
laugh and they can't help it.
Also, the Breaking Bad movie is coming out.
Oh, El Camino, yeah.
And Frank has a podcast about Breaking Bad, which every episode he has
nice.
a guest on. They talk about a specific episode. I did it once. That was fun.
that's why we did the podcast last time. We
Yep.
recorded both in here.
Yeah. So what are you excited for the new movie?
I'm a little excited about that new movie. I mean, it looks
I was
good.
excited for like a second, and then like the more I see it, I was like, okay, that's just the teaser. Then I kept waiting, and I'm like, that's really all you're gonna show us, huh? It's not really
When
getting
is
me
it
hyped
open?
up.
Is it just on Netflix?
It's gonna come on Netflix.
It's gonna come out on Netflix.
Like next week, next Friday.
Oh wow.
It's October 10th.
I need to catch up
think.
on that show. I mean, I remember
11th.
watching all that show, but I haven't seen it in so long.
Right?
It's a great show. I think that it's just, I don't think they're going to be able to top what they've done, and I think that it's not going to be the same without Bryan Cranston. Who knows if he is going to make an appearance in it?
He's in the movie actually.
I'm sure that he is, but I don't think the movie's going to be like it's based around like Jesse, like following up with Jesse, right?
Yeah, because it makes sense because Jesse's wanted now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which makes sense because he did.
He did just drive off and we never saw him
Yeah.
again, which I was always kind of upset about.
I hope it is completely different than Breaking Bad, because I mean, like, whenever you try to recreate something, it's never as good. But when you take it in a new direction, people are more forgiving towards that.
I hope that I enjoyed it. I just like I'm not as excited I think as I should be because I really liked that show.
Because the thing is, too, is like all the best characters from Breaking Bad are dead. Like in Better Call Saul, they could come back because it's
Yeah.
a prequel. But like
yeah,
in this,
that's
they're all
so
gone.
true. That's so true. It's like we got that fucking like
We just got Skyler and Skinny Pete.
Wait, do you say
Yeah.
that this is a prequel?
No, this is.
Oh, Better Call Saul was
Was
a
a
prequel.
prequel, yeah.
I hope this ends in a zombie apocalypse.
And then it crosses over Walking
The
Dead.
Walking Dead. You knew about that, right?
what?
Yeah, that there was that theory for the longest time that The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad were the same universe. It's
Oh,
just
really?
the events that took place. Because I mean, they were made by the same people, and I believe wasn't
Were
it both?
they?
I know. I think who else was involved with it? I thought.
Maybe AMC?
Yeah.
Just same network. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Same
the
network.
same network,
Huh.
and I remember there was scenes in The Walking Dead where, because you know how they'd scavenge everything in the zombie apocalypse, somebody had Walter White's fucking blue meth in a bag, and you could see that. And then also, I believe
That's cool.
towards the end of Breaking Bad, there was somebody who was driving a muscle car named Glenn, but you never saw him. He was a drug runner, and then The Walking Dead opened up with Glenn, who had a muscle car, and like they were just putting all these things together, saying that they were both the same universe.
What would you do if that was the ending?
That'd be fucking awesome. I think that would be pretty fucking cool.
That'd be crazy.
But like
That'd be
other,
nuts, man.
I almost like it better that they're just slightly acknowledge each other without saying we're in the same universe.
are you going to do an episode on the movie?
That's gonna be the last episode of the movie.
Really? How far are you on all the seasons?
we're on season 3 now. We're on season 3.
What are you going to do when it's over? A different show?
I don't know. Maybe different podcasts. Because the guys.
Sons of Anarchy?
I don't know. Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know. I mean,
Oh, that would be a good podcast.
we'll just see. Because like my co-producer, not my co-host, he's having a baby right now. So and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll be around." I was like,
Fucking kids ruin everything,
you're
bro.
gonna be around. And then my other homie is going through like financial problems, and he actually quit the podcast. So he's out. So
Was it costing him money to do it?
no, but everything else was.
He's like, no,
You do
but
my
I'm depressed.
podcast? No, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
He's like, dude, I can't.
Yeah, good reasons. But my thing is just like I just told the guys like I told my co-host Kevin, I was like, let's just finish this bitch, all right? Breaking Bad ain't a long series.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll just go from there. And
Wait, your co-host is named Kevin?
yeah, Kevin Paniagua. I know
Kevin
universe.
Paniagua.
The universe is.
Oh, Kevin just had a baby.
Kevin's about to have a baby in
That's
November.
right. That's right.
Well, his wife is gonna have a baby.
Well, I mean, you never know these days. You never fucking know.
So
That's right.
he's gonna be at least gone for a few months. You know, first kid. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're gonna be like. Rah, rah, and
That
then
sucks.
stuff.
He's a good comic too. I hope it doesn't keep him away from the clubs. That's exactly what I'm not having a kid, man. I don't want to fucking have no kids fucking ruining my dreams.
Yeah, but see, you're gonna get more material and stuff like that.
Eh, I'll wait on that. I can write better material than that in the meantime. But anyway, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here because someone's picking me up and we're gonna go hit some spots. But
Oh shit,
Frank, thanks for coming in. I always have fun talking to you. I'm glad that because I get worried about you. I'm like, fucking Frank, bro, you're doing great. You had great sets, but I'm glad
Thanks,
that you're
man.
just being a
Appreciate
good
you.
critic on yourself. And the other night we were at a show and you had to follow a guy that was like super high energy, and I thought that I felt that you were like a little worried about it.
He was going hard. I'm not good with high energy people. I was like,
He was going hard. You're
I
a
was
little.
like-
You're. I wouldn't say you're low energy, but you talk slow, and you're more structured like I am. Like you know the jokes you're gonna tell and the order you're gonna tell them in, and they have like really basic formulas. But like this guy was just like all over the place, high energy and stuff like that.
He was swinging the fucking mic in front of his face.
Yeah, I felt like you were a little. You didn't say anything to me. I just felt like, oh fuck, I think Frank's like worried to go next, and then
Well, I wasn't scared to bomb, you know.
not
like,
scared, but like I think you were just like great. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I was like, fuck.
Like,
No,
fuck,
I was
gotta go.
exactly like that. I was like,
But I almost wanted to tell you before you went up. I almost wanted to tell you like, bro, like he's just yelling. He's not really saying
you
anything.
told me that after.
I told him afterward. I was like, like you did fine. Like your content is like you have content. Like I'm not saying he didn't have no offense to that comic. I'm not saying he didn't have content, but there was no structure. There was no order. I wouldn't if he like stopped yelling and just told those same jokes. I'd be like. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's pretty decent. It wouldn't be, like, unfollowable. It's just that he was loud, and he was just really high energy. He wasn't really getting anything out there.
I was gonna ask you, what if like it's like a headliner with high energy and they do like 30 minutes and you got follow that? What's your advice for that?
What do you mean?
Like, let's just say
You're the headliner, or you're the
let's
going
just say
before him?
like some guy drops in like a headliner and he's like a high energy guy and he'll do like a half hour and then I gotta follow that. Like, what's your advice for that?
My advice for that is match his energy. You don't have to watch his whole set, because sometimes I don't like watching people's whole sets because it gets in my head. But watch the end of his set and go up matching his energy. Like if he ends high, don't go in low and then get them high. If that's what you usually do, go low to high. If he ends high, you start high and then you can bring them where you want them to go later on. So if he ends low, you start low and bring them wherever you fucking want to go. Just match the other guy. Don't do the whole how fucking great is that guy thing. You know what I mean? Keep it going for Bill Burr. How fucking dude? I can't believe that fucking Bill Burr is here. Blah blah blah. Like, don't do that whole thing. You've just like you missed your window to ride the coattail. You know what I mean? Just fucking hit him hard like right away. That's what I would say.
No.
And then take your medicine like a man. But anyway, you guys, Frank, you're on Instagram.
I'm on Facebook right now and I'm on Twitter.
Who the fuck is on Facebook? All right, what's your Franklin
Franklin
Yee? Franklin Yee, and what's your podcast called?
It's Breaking Bad with Comics.
Breaking Bad with Comics.
We on iTunes too. Yeah.
Kevin is at the real Kev Lyons on Twitter and Instagram, and Too High McFly podcast. Check it out, you guys, for all the movie talk and fun stuff, and for inner children. Kids Inside.
Kids Inside.
That's the name of any podcast.
Kids
really.
Inside.
Kids
That's a
Inside.
name. That should be the name of every podcast.
And also follow the Too High McFly Instagram, because Kevin made a bunch of really funny like memes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the Terraphobia.
Well, you're gonna
Terraphobia.
share it there too, and Terraphobia. But
Yeah.
I mean, just fucking, they're too much homework for them, bro. Fucking Too High McFly Instagram. It's all gonna be shared there too. Kevin made some funny videos and stuff for it, so just follow it, okay, guys. Keep in touch with us, and don't forget homeschoolpod.com, so you can have all the direct links to my social network, emailing me, our YouTube links, so you can always subscribe and never miss an episode. And you can get shirts and tickets to my upcoming shows. Don't forget, October 18th and 19th, which is Friday and Saturday, I'm at the Comedy Store for the weekend in the Belly Room, fucking slinging some dick jokes. All right, you guys? So we'll see you there. I'm at Augustino Zoid on everything. What do you think? Am I forgetting anything, you guys?
I think you nailed it.
Is there anything else about sugar you want to say?
No, I think I got it all out. All right, you guys, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in. Frank, thank you for bringing my fucking Back to the Future little what do they call those
Funko
things?
Pops.
Funko Pops, bro. That's dope. It's going in the fucking shrine of the Back to the Future stuff.
It's already there.
It's already there. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm Augustino Zoida. Have a great week.